Welcome back to Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. In this video we are going through how you beat Liu Bei, and this one I'm going to put, I'd like to say, the third most difficult boss in the entire game. And we've seen previously a couple of elemental attacks in the form of lightning, but Liu Bei decides to just overuse and spam lightning attacks. He's got a lightning imbued weapon. He's got orbs that he chucks out, and they basically distribute circles of lightning on the floor that you need to deflect. There's just so much lightning in this boss fight. And it's a really, really tough one because this guy's not ground bound. He doesn't stay on the ground. He's flying around and everything. And I'd say he spends more time in the air than he does on the ground, so landing your melee attacks is tough. Not only that, there are quite a few different attacks that you have to learn to time, like when it comes to deflecting them. And as always, I took two companions into this fight with me, and they were a little bit of help at the start, and then they just kept going down over and over and over again, to the point where one of them just upped and left and wasn't able to do anything relatively early in the fight. Then the second one decided to do the same thing later in the fight, so it ended up a one-on-one. But if you are taking two companions into this, you'll more than likely have the same outcome for your companions. They'll probably disappear. But by the time you get towards the end of the fight, you should at that point understand the attack moves that are coming your way, and you should be able to deflect them. The only thing with this is Liu Bei doesn't do too many fatal strikes. So you're not going to have that many opportunities to deplete the spirit meter. So you're not going to be able to land as many fatal strikes. Or I'd say I wasn't able to land as many as I would have liked to. It's very, very tough to land any sort of attacks on this boss because there is so much flying. But you do with this one, because I normally recommend staying quite far away. With Liu Bei, you want to try and get close. You want to close that gap between you and the boss. You want to deflect all the incoming attacks, and you want to try and be a little bit more aggressive than previous bosses. Don't go over the top trying to land attack after attack after attack. You still need to be very defensive. But this one, you need to have a little bit more offense in mind because there is so much flying. Otherwise, you're just going to be there for ages and ages. It'll probably be a good 15-20 minute boss fight if you're just waiting for fatal strikes to deflect, to deplete some of that spirit meter. And again, this is a one-phase boss fight. I would say that Liu Bei doesn't get that much tougher in the second half of the health bar. We've seen a couple of bosses in this game that do seem to become really aggressive when half of their health's gone. But it's quite a chill one. The only reason I would say it's difficult, and I'd put it in the top 3 of the most difficult bosses in the game, is because of how time-consuming it is and how much these attacks hurt if they land. Providing you have grabbed all of the battle flags and the marking flags, by the time you get to the boss, you're going to be a high morale rank anyway. So the boss is going to deal less damage to you, the boss is going to take more damage. So my recommendation, my tips for this one is to try and get as close as you possibly can. Use your Divine Beast, use your two companions, even though they're probably going to die at some point and decide to leave you in the battle. And then it's all about just either being really, really patient, waiting, and being really defensive, finding your window of opportunity for attack. Or you can do it the way I did and be a little bit more aggressive, try and close that gap, get to the boss, and try and deal as much damage as you can. Because there are quite large windows for where you can attack. Liu Bei isn't always going to spam attack after attack after attack. Some of the bosses in this game have done that, so it's been very difficult to deal damage to them. But that's what I recommend, and that is how to beat Liu Bei in Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. That is also going to do it for the video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about the game in the comments, and check out this video if you want to see other content on the channel. I will see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.